You know, when I hear that Bon Jovi song "Blaze of Glory," that's what I think about the homecoming game this past Saturday night, and the close. You know, the game was within us, and then it just fell apart in a blaze of glory. This is the FAU Football Fancast. Today is November 5th, 2014. Yes, right now you're seeing me on my side pro, George, on Twitter. I'm at King of Podcasts, accompanied by my brother Andy, who is on Twitter at FAU Wise Guys. How are you?
All right, what's up?
We're doing things different, because it's just like, we don't want to just be any show out there. We want to just do something a little different tonight so people can see the difference. But, YouTube, it's like we shake things up. Tonight we have a special guest on the program, and we're not even going to just take any time. We want to go and say hello to an awesome player that played at FAU, and we're very happy to have him on the show. Mustafa Johnson, welcome to the FAU Football Fancast. How are you?
I'm good, fellas. Thanks for having me. Excited to be here.
Andy, you're the one that set this up, and we're glad to have this up on. So go ahead and take it away, man. You start off first.
Well, Moose, since we got a former player, I definitely have to ask from a player's perspective, what's the mood in that locker room after letting a game like that get away? I know that the team knew that that game would have kept them at the 7-win mark to become bowl eligible, and they kind of let it slip away at the end. Gave a heroic effort to come back. What's the mood like in there?
I imagine there's a level of frustration and just being in that moment and being so close to it and having it slip away. So I imagine there's a degree of frustration and just one of those, like, you're right there and you kind of have it go away. Just being upset and being hurt a little bit probably.
I mean, is that kind of a game that's hard to bounce back from as far as like the week in practice? I mean, is there an energy to get back onto the field, or do you feel like, man, we really had it and it kind of takes a little bit out of you?
I think knowing the guys in the locker room and the group of guys that they have, I don't think they'll have much trouble bouncing back. I really and they'll have no trouble bouncing back. They've dealt with tough losses there before, and they know, how to come back from that. And that's to kind of, watch the film, see what you need to fix, things like that, and then let's get back to work and move forward, and they've been really good about that. And, there's a group of leaders there I'm sure that they have in place that, will ensure that's what happens.
Notice the offensive line, for Jaquez Johnson to get himself out, a lot of times he's got a pretty good pocket to throw from, and when he needs to go ahead and make the run, but he's gotten much more comfortable in the pocket, and got a freshman at center that's pitching the ball back to him. Are you surprised on how good they're looking?
No, not at all. I'm not surprised at all. I mean, the guys that were left there, after my class left, there's a lot to be excited about within that unit. And then Coach Miller coming in, and his track record, you had no choice but to believe, the unit was only going to get better.
Nice. Hey, the last 3 games, the only real threat we got, I think, anyways, is Middle Tennessee. You see us taking those last 3?
I definitely see us and you taking those last 3. But they're all, winnable games and things like that. And, like I said, there's leadership probably in place. It's going to be like, let's just take care of today, and, one day at a time, and we'll get there. So, but I definitely, I can see them running the table the rest of the way.
Have you had a lot of chance to go and spend time with the team since you've been away? And on the new coaching staff, I guess we see, we kind of think Coach Partridge is kind of that riverboat gambler kind of guy, and just the way he kind of coaches has the team inspired. What would you think about it if you had got to play in front of got to play for him? What do you think of his? What are your thoughts of him?
I think he's awesome. I got a chance to meet him, before I left and spend some time with him and some of the guys on the staff. And I think, him, I think they're just a great group, and I would have loved to have lined it up and played for him, no doubt. He's a fiery guy, got energy, and he's, all positive and moving forward and things like that. So that kind of, attitude is infectious, and you want to be around it, and definitely would love to get him lined up for him.
Moose, what are you doing with yourself nowadays? What's going on with you?
We're actually right now enrolled in a master's program. I'm getting my master's in education.
All
I'm
right,
working my
man.
master's in. I'm training. I signed a contract to play for the Tri-City Fever up in Kennewick, Washington. I'm excited to go here and join that team and see what I can do up there. And I joined that team in January, and I've also kind of been just helping out at my junior college with my old coaches down here. They've been kind of working with me and also allowing me to kind of help some of the younger guys here, kind of find their way.
Sounds great, man. I did want to catch there. There's one opening story on our college football notes that I wanted to ask you about. I want to get your perspective. So the Tulane coach, Curtis Johnson, two of his players got in a little scuffle at practice. It was an offensive lineman. It was a defensive tackle. So to kind of keep the mood good, he made the guys walk around the practice field holding hands for the rest of the practice. It was about 20 minutes worth. How would you handle something like that if a coach did that to you?
Repeat that question.
Oh, that the Tulane coach, he had a couple of guys scuffle at his practice, and it was an offensive lineman, it was a defensive lineman. So to kind of quell the mood a little bit, he made both guys hold hands and walk around the practice for 20 minutes while everybody else practiced. How would you handle something like that if a coach did that to you?
As far as having to spend practice holding hand with a D lineman, I can't think of a worse way to go through practice with an offensive D lineman all practice. That probably might end up starting a whole other kind of fight. So that would definitely be uncomfortable.
I can imagine that. I can imagine. What do you think about the top four teams right now? Mississippi State, Florida State, Auburn, and then Oregon kind of snuck in there this week. Who do you like out of those four, or do you like somebody else out of that whole four completely?
I'm interested in seeing what Alabama does down the stretch. I know they're not in the top four, but their schedule's lined up to where they kind of get a shot at everybody in front of them. With Auburn and Mississippi State on the schedule, so it'll be interesting to see, if Nick Saban and those guys roll down the stretch, headed into the SEC championship game. We could be talking about Mississippi State not even being in the equation or Auburn with Alabama taking care of them.
I hear you, man. They say that Alabama is out right now, and they could be number one towards the end of the year if things line up for them. So yeah, that's something.
Yeah.
What Mustafa, thanks again for making time. I'm glad everything's going so good for you right now, and you got the school and still got football on your mind, and thanks again for making time to join us, man. We hope we're going to catch you at the game soon, and thanks for keeping close with the team.
Hey, you got to come back, man. You got to come back on the show, definitely.
I appreciate it, man. I'll be back down that way about the 18th of this month, so I'll be catching the Old Dominion game, which I'm pretty excited about.
Awesome. Hey, Mustafa, thanks again, and hope to catch with you soon. Have a great day, and thanks for joining us.
All right, you guys take care. Go Owls.
All right, go Owls.
Go Owls.
All right, and that's enough of me holding my phone up to the microphone right there. So the high quality broadcast.
Yeah, a little technical difficulties on getting, but hopefully we'll get him on the air next time, and he'll be joining us for the whole thing. It was kind of a little tangle up there. You know how it is, man.
It did it, but it sounded good, right?
I could hear him. Yeah, I mean, the sound wasn't great, but hey, I got to hear him, man. He's he's got a good voice, so he talks loud. It's good.
my point is, look, all I'm saying, look, I'm a producer here, and at least I do what I can to go and make it happen. So that's what the whole point is. Anyway, let's get on to other agenda real quick, because I know you want to get back to basketball, because I know halftime of the game we were trying to go and get in between already started up. So
Jazz looking good against LeBron, baby.
I can't believe it, man. Yeah, Gordon Hayward talking smack.
Oh, well, no, I was talking about gaming. He wasn't talking about being heads up with us.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole different thing. If you heard about it, Gordon Hayward said he would whoop LeBron, but he was talking about video gaming, not out on the court, but
God forbid, man. That's kind of messed up. Anyway, so let's go here. Yeah, man. You know what? South Carolina. You mentioned, in the SEC when it comes down to, we're such a hot team at the start of the year. It feels like it is every year, right? There's like Tennessee.
They've been hot for years. They've been 11-2 for 3 years. It's on fire. And Coach Spurrier, man, he's having a rough stint right now. I mean, I think he's going to survive. He's like a king in South Carolina. Before he got there, they were nothing. So he can write his own ticket. But This is more of, is he going to be motivated to come back and keep coaching after having a big brunt like this? When you're 11-2, you'd love to come back the next year, but we'll see.
Can I ask you this? Let's just flat out say it. Will Muschamp, he gets fired at Florida. Would Spurrier for a big paycheck come back?
Nah. It's the Florida and Steve Spurrier thing is done. Those things don't really happen.
Just saying,
I know. Yeah, you'll hear Florida people say, "Oh, I'll get Spurrier back." Yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So let's talk a little bit about the Blazer game, homecoming. Was we're waiting for some guys to get the ball. It's Jensen Stoshak. I don't know what it was, but
And I got to give you credit, man. During the game, you called it. You're like, "Where has Stoshak been?" And 2 seconds after you said that, what did he get? Boom! First pass to Jensen Stoshak. So, yeah, that's a good call, man. I mean, I think sometimes other teams are just trying to take things away. I mean, it's hard to take, it's hard to take Lucky Whitehead away. I mean, the guy, they know it. Going into these games, they know that, Quez is trying to get the ball to Lucky, and we're going to live with Lucky and we're going to go down with Lucky. He caught touchdown passes, all year long. He caught, the touchdown pass, and then, and then he does something like try to make something happen with the botched punt return. But I got to tell you, I'd rather live with him back there botching a punt every once in a while. I mean, the guy is exciting. He makes plays. He makes things happen. He tried to do a little too much. What can you say? I mean, it's a big game, and he's trying to do what he can. I don't fault the guy for it. He's just trying to make things happen.
He had a tough day because you're talking about when did he have a chance to really break open and run down the field?
I think that's what it is. I think that's what it is. He was trying to push the envelope a little bit. That's one of the problems. You can't try to do too much, but I'd rather. Like you were talking about before, I like Charlie Partridge being the riverboat gambler. I love coaches like that. So, he's only made me to like him more.
Yeah,
gambling like that, I love it. I mean,
and he continues to do that. We have to keep coming from behind, and we have to keep taking chances to get ourselves back in the ball game. The biggest trailing this time around. Another fourth quarter, 21 points we got to put up. We come back from that again. God, our credit the team for having the way to come back.
Listen, I mean, tough loss, but no doubt about it. Our team in that stadium, we got a little magic running, man. We never feel like this time again, didn't feel like we were out of the game. Lots of people stayed. Some fans drift out when, fourth quarter starts and it's 21. Let me tell you, man, you keep doing this and fans won't leave. I mean, they'll learn. Well, this team is never out of it. And that's a good thing. That's a good trend to start. That teams that are under Charlie Partridge are saying to themselves, we're never out of it. And It's infectious. They just know we could come back from this. Now, it's a little disheartening to understand, or to see them kind of going through slow starts. Now we need to start working on getting out of the gate quickly and keeping that lead.
Yep. So we go from that. We go back on the road 2 more weeks before our final game in Old Dominion. We're going to North Texas. And, North Texas has a lot of experience and have been around a lot longer. Regardless of where they're on the conference, they're in the same conference as us, but they've had a lot more games, a longer program, going for 1,000 games now. This against us this weekend.
Yeah, and you're figuring that we haven't even hit 200 games.
Still, again, we're talking about other teams and how far we've come in a short amount of time. We've definitely been, hitting the early strides, but we're not going to be completely all the way there yet.
No, and it happens, man. I mean, we have a lot of young players. We're playing young guys, at all kinds of positions. So, it's just going to take time. We're filtering in a couple of the freshman guys that have come in, and they're playing well. And I'm sure this next recruiting class is going to have a lot of say in who starts and who plays next year.
Alums you put up, and I'm surprised when your research you came up with it because, with us, it's like for alums we have for football, it's like we got Alfred Morris that beat out Carrot Top as the most popular FAU person, right? But North Texas, they have Mean Joe Green. Pretty respectable right there.
Just the name, Mean Joe Green. I mean, what other school can he fit at with that name? I mean, that's ridiculous.
Because the North Texas was a different mascot. Now they are the Mean Green. They've been that for a while.
Mean Green. Well, without
maybe that's why they picked it.
Without the E at the end.
Well, hey, maybe that's why they picked it. Who knows? I don't know. So
hey, listen, listen, sometimes the best form of flattery is to copy. So if they wanted the name Joe Green, why not just take it blatantly and copy it and put it on the side of your helmet? I mean, they took the last E off, of course, but well.
Remember, they probably do a podcast called Inside the Mean Green or something like that. They probably do a podcast called Inside the Mean Green or something like that. You know, who knows?
Oh.
Yeah, you know. Anyways, 4-game losing streak. See, and you know what? We know that with North Texas, we get to follow them because they've been playing with them and we know they've kind of struggled. They haven't been that good for a while, and you know, they thought I had a good start. No, they're falling apart a little bit right now, and. You know, seeing us,
they are falling apart. They're falling apart. I mean, they barely managed 200 yards last week. They haven't been scoring a lot of points. They started out 2-2, and they were okay. And
I want to say that the wide receiver, I want to say the wide receiver, that name Carlos Harris should put up here. I want to say that guy. We're supposed to be familiar with that guy. I think we've seen that guy do pretty well against us. I can't be for sure, but
he's doing well. I mean, he's pretty much the only thing they got. You know, they got a quarterback rotation going on, 3 quarterbacks going in and out of the. You know, I think they just changed last week again to another quarterback. You know, they split time with running backs. I mean, they're trying to find their identity a little bit, and I think we're kind of on the same thing. We're trying to find the running back that we want. We're set at quarterback. We're not so much set at running back, and we're still. Kind of rotating receivers in and out. So, and now this week, Howell might not be in. So, is it going to be Tony Moore? Are they going to go, are they going to do that, or are they going to go back? It just depends, how things go. So,
exactly. Well, look, all I know is that again, another chance for a road win that we need, and North Texas sees us coming into Texas as opportunity, and can't make that happen. There's got to be a road win somewhere. It's got to be this weekend. We only hope.
Well, I mean, it's the only thing to keep any kind of bowl eligibility chances alive. We're all, these are all must wins to keep bowl eligibility alive. If not, then that's out the window. And a 500 season. I mean, at least to not have a losing season. So,
we still have that to play for. Let's go and look at the fact that the offense has been playing pretty good anyway. We've been putting a lot of points on the board, either coming from behind or not. And, Lucky Whitehead's proof positive, man. He's gotten talked about a lot in the games, and 9th in the nation in receptions this year. He's doing pretty good.
Hey, everybody knows, and the funny thing is that everybody knows that that's the case when we go into games, and they still don't stop him. So that goes to show you the amount of talent and speed that guy has. I mean, the pass play that got called back last week, blazing downfield. I mean, blazing. So.
No, think about it, man. The only thing that's happening right now is that if he's a possible draft pick anywhere down the line, that his numbers rising, and that's what's really helping by having the performance.
I think he might have a place in the NFL. His size is going to concern people, but that speed, man, is just and. He's not only fast, he's just quick. He has great moves. He doesn't go so much. He doesn't move laterally side to side as much as people think. He's pretty northwest. He just likes to jiggle a little bit, but he's fast.
I mean, it's not like he's doing too much where it's like, he's not trying to juke and jive as soon as he gets the ball. It's like,
he's
go
just
for it and go straight.
Moves. I mean, he's not the only one impressing on offense. Quez, you figure he's at 14 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Man, that's pretty damn efficient, especially with all the, rushing yards that he has. So he's doing well.
Well, I mean, he's had a couple of fumbles, so it's not like he's been completely mistake free. So, but
only
2 picks this year.
Mistake free, but he's very efficient. He's been pushing the offense along. I mean, when we need those extra yards, they do that quarterback draw with him, man. Quez gets it done.
That 14's a nice number to have this time of year. A little over the halfway mark. That's pretty good.
Yep.
So.
14 Tennessee touchdowns, right?
Yeah. Okay. Middle Tennessee, the bane of our existence. Like how many times? I mean, like, we can remember that Thursday night game that we had against them, and it was one of those close losses, and they've been as close, and they've always been on a thorn on our side for many years.
It's the game that's going to come down to our bowl eligibility. I mean, I think we're going to have a pretty easy time with North Texas, and I think we'll have an easy time with Dominion. I think this is the game that we have to strap up for and really worry about, playing well and still losing. Whereas the other two games, I think if we play well, we win.
Andy, let's go and wrap up with a couple of quick notes that we had to write down during the ball game itself, because what we do have to mention, number one, is that again with the books,
guys, it's a game. Okay, listen, I'm all for bringing phones and get a book. And okay, and this is my other argument. Have you been watching any of the games at our stadium? Have been fantastic. I talked to a coworker of mine. She had never been to an FAU game, and we talked about it because I guess when you buy they bought tickets for San Antonio game, and then she had on the coupon. Yeah, she had a coupon on the back, and she gave me the ticket. I go, "Oh, did you go to the game?" She said, "Yeah, it was one of the best games I've seen ever. It was a great game," and she'd never been to one. That's how you get fans to come back. So,
absolutely.
I mean, but to take a book is just like slapping them in the face with the book, basically.
Oh, agreed. I just don't. No, it's like it was. We weren't even paying attention to the fact that we were walking into the stadium, and the kid drops the book and picks it back. Oh, I forgot my book. And then he goes into the stadium. I'm like,
wow.
You know what? I want to take those from maybe the security people could just take them away. Either which way.
I don't know if they can. That's a good question. I don't know if you can go in with a book, but oh well. Anyway,
sure we can't go with anything else.
Your favorite sound that came up on the.
You know what?
You loved it, right?
Hey, the few times the officials get something right, and we get a false, the team gets a false start, pass interference, whatever it is. Beep, beep.
Oh man, that is pretty funny though. That was pretty good. I hadn't heard that before, but that was pretty good though.
Somebody up there is actually doing some pretty good stuff. They might go a little overkill on the stop down for what? The Little John song.
Yeah, the Little John is, it's a little overboard, but but it's got a lot of bass, so it sounds good on the stadium speakers. So
yeah, but the beep 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 is the back the truck up is fantastic. Right.
And not a lot of people are catching that. Whenever Lucky does something good, he plays "My Lucky Star" by Madonna. It's supposed to be a play on Lucky. I don't know if a lot of people catch that, but that's what it's supposed to be.
Well, but the thing is, okay, you have to cue the song a little bit ahead because it's like about a minute before the song starts. Like you did it last home game, and then they go, hear the song, and it's like, okay, we're not going to hear it. It's not enough time. Yeah, this time we heard, hey, he said it. There we go.
This time they come, but you know what? It's pretty good because you caught it the first time it came up, so that's good.
But that's all it is. It's like, okay, so that's the song. That's all it is. Just so there's the word "Lucky's" in it.
Yeah, I know, but it's very funny. I mean, he's playing it for he's a play on words. It's very good.
No, that's fine. That's good. I mean, I wish it was a better song, but this is good. It works out.
No, but you want to get a hokey song for that. I mean, it's that's the best. You do.
Well, Britney Spears did a song called "Lucky." If you want to go really hokey, real corny,
you got to get one that's known. I don't know.
All right. Now, one thing we weren't used to, I don't think at any FAU game, was how cold it was outside.
A little brisk. Oh yeah.
We thought it was just hoodie weather. At least myself and my brother's always about like, oh, you got to bundle up, make sure you get a jacket. I almost didn't go without a jacket, and we saw some girls out there that forgot as well, and they looked like they were icicles by the end of the game.
And I tell you, I had to pull out the old. You remember when FAU didn't really have a whole lot of merchandise out there? Now with now it's Owl Time and the stores like that are opening up and you could go get things. Man, I gotta tell you, I had that old hoodie real thick. It was one of those, a Sports Authority. Oh man, that thing was fantastic. I hadn't used it in years. You gave it to me for Christmas or something.
Yeah.
It's been in there for years. I mean, I've used it, but just not in an FAU game. So it was nice to pull that thing out. Too bad it doesn't bring a lot of luck, but
no. But I'll tell you what, I bet you the team shop had a good sale on sweatshirts this weekend.
Why? You kidding me, man? I saw the line in there when we were going upstairs. The Hyundai Deck store. Oh, that thing was packed with people, man. Oh yeah. Buying
See,
sweat.
because football is normally in a cold climate, so sweatshirts are like normal here.
Sweaters and jackets were selling like hotcakes, and hats. Oh man,
Yeah,
very
definitely.
nice sale day. So
Um,
the only guys that weren't selling a lot, cold beer. You gotta change your words on that one, bud. But I gotta tell you, the hot pretzels ran out like
oh yeah, that's
the half
true.
was over. I was standing in line, gone. Yeah, man. Unbelievable, man. Yeah.
It was a fun game to watch, and the weather was fun.
Anything that was hot. These ladies were selling what do you call those? It's like the fried dough. I forgot the name of it now.
Oh.
Yeah, they were selling them, and they were they couldn't even heat them up fast enough because there were so many people buying them. I mean, it was a good sale day for anybody that had something hot. You were selling it like hotcakes. Those poor people over there selling Dippin' Dots that were cold. Nothing. Well, they get their sales during the hot days, so it's not like this.
We also got to find out how well of a draft the stadium gets when you're in there, especially down on the deck and all that. You get that wind just whipping away at you.
Oh, you go to the bathrooms right there where it's a tunnel. That's ridiculous.
No, and then it was like halfway through the game, and you're like, okay, it's nice and windy, and then that second cold front comes in, and then it just got quiet and chill, and then fingers get numb, toes got numb. It was bad. Anyway,
occasionally.
So there you go. North Texas, we're going to go see if we can go ahead and take care of some green against North Texas. Games on TV, folks. And that's the other thing, too. Like, we've been lucky because all the games are on TV. We're not having to go some Horkin Fiber like website, message board to go catch a game. Every TV, like the last couple of weeks, Channel 15. Like, you guys can just slouch around.
It's why you leave Sunbelt and go to Conference USA. Oh, by the way, I was going to ask you, what happened to your posters back there? You have posters? Somebody take it?
Oh, the Howard poster,
okay.
Yeah, long story short, we'll be back to
leave it at that. I'm going to be very nice. I'm going to leave it at that.
No, just for this week. The poster will come back to on my shoulder next week. We'll do it.
I thought somebody took it, but somebody told me that they saw it somewhere else. But it's all good.
Did you? Oh, okay.
Hey, it's all.
Wait, where are the hats, by the way? Where are the hats you always have back there?
They're here. They're here. No, they didn't.
Okay. Okay. Just checking.
But hey, listen,
yeah,
it's all in good fun. I love, I love anything FAU, so I'm good with that. I'm good with it.
Absolutely, we love that. So anyway, that's going to do it for the FAU Football Fancast, the original. Thank you so much for taking the time to join us. Of course, you can find us on Twitter, on me, at King of Podcasts. I'm sorry.
Enough.
I am. At King of Podcasts. My brother Andy is on Twitter at FEWise. Guys, any comments, anything you want to say? Why are we laughing? You go ask us on Twitter, guys. Guys, we'll talk to you next week. Go Owls against North Texas.